Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have for you guys a foundation tutorial and I'm very excited. I've been wanting to do this foundation tutorial demo or how I do my foundation because I did get it requested since I've been telling you guys for like a year already, I think, that I've been using, or a couple, like let's say 6 months, that I use the Kat Von D foundation mixed with the Makeup Forever foundation. So I felt like it was necessary to do a tutorial so you guys can check out how I do it and see how and why I'm so obsessed with those two foundations. So keep in mind I will be completely barefaced, so don't get scared. You know, I do have oily, combination, acne prone skin with really gigantic pores that you guys know I hate. So I will also, you know, talk about that in the video. So if you guys would like to see how I do my foundation and you would like to check out this foundation routine, then just keep on watching. Hey guys, so let's get started with the full coverage foundation tutorial. First off, I have moisturized my skin and now I'm going to apply the Professional Pro Balm, and this is mainly to fill in my pores. And you guys know I've talked about this a lot of times that I have gigantor pores and I mainly like to focus it wherever I have the most trouble with my pores, which is mainly around right here at the top of my cheeks. That's like my biggest problem area, and nose. I do have some on my forehead, so I just go ahead and I have like a really big scar right here. I always try to fill it, but for some reason it's just always shows even if I apply this or not. I want to try the NARS. I think it's like line and pore filler. It's like a, looks like a little lipstick type of thing. So as you can see, like I have a lot of acne right now, especially. Like it's been so much worse. I would say right now is a little better, but definitely you can see all these areas, all the redness, and like mainly all over my cheeks, right here on the top of my lip. And I've always suffered from acne, and then I have the acne that kind of like once it starts going away, it just gets like bigger and red, and that's when I know that it's going away. But I mean it goes through that extra step of being like bigger and uglier and red, and you can definitely see it. And so for that, I have liked this foundation for the longest time. It's the Locket Tattoo Foundation from Kat Von D, and as you can see, I am literally almost done with it. This is all done. So I go ahead and I always take this, it's just my powder, and I use a cap. I just do 2 pumps like so, and then I take my Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, and then let me tell you, I am medium 54 in the Kat Von D, and I am 125 equals Y 315 in the Makeup Forever. So I just like to shake this one a little, and I go ahead and pump it onto the little powder dish that I made, and I go ahead and pump it on there, and then I mix both of them together just because I feel like the Makeup Forever one kind of like brings down the whole how thick and super heavy the Kat Von D foundation is, which is why I've loved to pair them together. And I've been doing this since I bought both of the foundations. I was actually just trying the Makeup Forever foundation, but I ended up liking it like that instead. I really liked how it gave my Kat Von D more of a, I would say like a toned down look, but still be full coverage, but it doesn't feel full coverage. So after that, I just am going to go ahead and take off and start using my damp beauty blender, and I am using the nude one. I actually really like this one, and I prefer it much more than the pink. I don't know, it's just, I feel like it's so much different than the pink. Like, I mean, essentially they're the same thing, but I just feel like this one's bouncier, and it just feels, I don't know, or maybe because it's new, it just feels different. But I just go to town and just apply my foundation, and this is how I always do it. And as you can see, like everything is being covered. All the redness in my skin, I mean, I am pale and very light skin, so I do always get a lot of redness. And there's no specific way I like go ahead and apply it. I just kind of like always start in the cheeks and then move towards like around the face and stuff. As you can see, it literally covered everything, every imperfection, everything. And you can no longer see redness or any of the blemishes. So now I'm going to go in with concealer. I don't always wear concealer. I definitely don't do concealer on pimples or blemishes or anything like that. I feel like that just adds more product, which will later be more bacteria on the pimple. So I feel like the layer of foundation that I do is enough, and the powder. I mean, and you're still going to do bronzer and blush and highlighter. So you just like add extra products. I feel like it's unnecessary. So the only thing I've been using concealers for under my eyes, and I've been using the Kat Von, and this actually I got a little sample from Sephora, and I wanted to try it because I kind of heard like mixed reviews on it, so I wanted to try it for myself, you know, as I always do. So I just go ahead and apply a little, not too much, not too crazy, and again, using my damp beauty blender, go ahead and blend it out. And I've been really liking this concealer because I feel like it gives my under eyes like a really smooth look that the foundation maybe doesn't. I would have to apply more, and it will only end up cracking and breaking up. I'm going to go ahead and take the Laura Mercier translucent loose setting powder. This is actually what I use to set my under eye, and I do use a wet beauty blender, the same beauty blender that I was using. I do use it wet. I feel it helps with the foundation getting crepey and like nasty under the eyes. It just sets it really nicely. Since it's wet, it doesn't let the powder get too dry and dry up the area that you're setting, which I really like that. And then to set the rest of my face, I've been using this for the longest time. I use the Rimmel Stay Matte powder, and I use a dry beauty blender, and I'm just using my pink beauty blender. The reason I use it dry is because I feel like this powder is already very finely milled, that you don't need to use a brush. And I just go ahead and pretty much set my foundation with this powder. I use it all over my face. The reason I set my foundation is because I do have oily skin, and even though I am using a very full coverage foundation, we did add the Makeup Forever, which is a more hydrating foundation, and definitely if I don't set it, it will look gray. and that's how I do my foundation. I don't do anything crazy or anything out of the ordinary. I feel like I pretty much just do my foundation and that's it. I feel like you don't need to do too many crazy steps, like the whole cream contour. I'm not really into that. I know how to do it. I just prefer powder products because I feel like when you are doing the cream contour, you still go over it and set it with a regular bronzer or a regular contour powder. So I find that extra step unnecessary. That's, again, it's just my personal preference. If you like that, that's totally fine. I just feel like I have already enough product on my skin that I don't need to do that. So, you know, it's just personal preference pretty much for everything. Like, you may not like this foundation, you may love it. I love it, and I mix these two foundations. I have been doing it for a while now, and it's definitely time to purchase both of them again. So I went ahead and did my eyebrows so I wouldn't be looking too cray. So now I'm going to show you guys how I do my contour, blush. For contour, I normally always use my Hoola by Benefit, which looks like this, and I have literally used it and abused it. And next is the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, which I have used. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Kat Von D palette. For blush, this is literally my favorite blush and the only blush I use, as you can tell right there. Look at how used up that blush is. I barely have anything left in there. So I always use my Real Techniques stippling brush. For highlight, I'm going to use the Laura Geller Big Gelato Swirl Illuminator, and it's in the color Gilded Honey. It's like literally the most popular Laura Geller highlighter that I know of. And I'm going to be taking the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush, which I clearly don't use for concealer. And I like to pat it, grab some more, pat it, and then blend it. Make sure you blend it and don't just pat it, because then you're just going to have a line rather than it like all blending and mashing together with your blush, which always looks prettier. And that's it. That's literally how I do my foundation, bronzer, blush, highlighter, concealer, powder, all that. I don't do anything too crazy. I feel like, you know, just simple but looks glam. You just do the eyes, lips. Thank you so much for watching this foundation routine. I hope you guys enjoyed it and you weren't too scared with my face, but we fixed it. It's all fixed now. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you guys can see more videos of me. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in my next video. Bye.